Keep it just between us. So that's one thing you need to know. Let's see. Also, we're going to take a break after the first act, and you'll be able to go to the back of the house. You'll be able to order drinks and beverages and food and make yourself happy. We have been running this show monthly since 2014. Since 2014, it is the longest running favorite magic show in Atlanta. There was a short break, maybe for something, I don't remember, but it's all in the past now, and we're happy that that's gone. So there you go. So my name is Joe. Our job as magicians is usually to entertain you with things that kept us from dating in high school. So that's what I'm going to do for you just for a moment to warm you up. I remember when I first was a kid and I wanted to learn how to do magic, all the books said, get a coin from your mom's purse or your dad's change, and start by just seeing if you can put it on the back of your hand and open and close your hand without dropping it. And so I was able to do that, and the book said, now try to isolate the muscles in the second finger, flip the coin over so it's vertical, and then it flops over on the next finger. And it said to do that with all of the fingers, and just to do that a little bit each day, and over time it would get smoother and faster and smoother. And the book said if you did this long enough, people would clap. So I got like 3.5 minutes to go. So no. Here's the thing. My friends were like you. They didn't really want to see me run a coin across the back of my fingers. They were like, real magic is when stuff disappears. And so they wanted me to put the coin in my hand, but with a cloth over it so they knew it wasn't going through my fingers. So that way they would know if the coin disappeared, it was really magic. Wouldn't you agree that's a pretty good trick? That's where it is. I didn't date much in high school, but when I got to college, being able to do some magic got me invited to some parties. So I'm going to go enjoy this, which means it's time for your first act. Your first act tonight is a dear friend of mine. He is the other producer of Atlanta Magic Night. It was his idea that got this train on the track to start with. He is a mentalist. He will explain to you what that means, but I'm just going to encourage you to think happy, clean thoughts because you never know what's going to happen. Please put your hands together for the inimitable Mark Johnson.
Thank you very much, Joe. It's great to be here. Let's give a big hand for my partner, Joe Turner. He's right. I'm a mind reader and a mentalist. And every time I tell that to somebody, they immediately say, oh, my God, he's going to pick up on something I'm thinking that's embarrassing. And he'll reveal it. Nothing could be further from the truth, unless it happens to be hysterically funny. And the other thing people think about is black magic, the occult, dark things. And that's not true. This is very light and happy and carefree right after the goat sacrifice. So let's get started. People are predictable, and I'm going to prove to you that they are. For example, these numbers have been up here since you got to the theater. How many of you added them up to see if I got the total right? There's one, several in the back. Okay. I'm going to make a prediction on my expensive pad. And now, put the prediction down. Nick, what I want you to do is tell me, pick out one of these three numbers. Okay. Which one you want? I'll go with 8. Why not? It's there. What about in this line? What do you take? 5. In this line? 3. This one? Oh, well. And in this one? All right? Now, if you will be so kind as to tell me that pick out a number in here that we haven't taken, 8 or 5. 8 or 8, that's easy. 1 or 4. 4 or 2. 9 or 7. And I'll fill in the third. 8. 8. 1. 2. And 9. Now, what we need to do is to add those numbers up. Joanna, you got your phone with you. Can you add those up? And somebody else can too, to make sure she's not cheating. 85327 58447 88129. Got it? What is it? $231,903. Well, like I said, what we had here were 3 random numbers taken from a list of random numbers. We totaled them, got 231,903. People are predictable. There's my prediction. But as they say, wait, there's more. It's the 23rd year, the 19th day, and the 3rd month. People are predictable. All right. Joe Turner has a number of amazing skills, and one of those is he's a memory expert. I can't do that. But I've always wanted to do something with memory in my show. So what I did is I went out to Barnes & Noble and got a copy of The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Now, this is clearly not all of the Sherlock Holmes stories. But what I did is I said I will go through the book and memorize something on each page so that if somebody called out a page number, I'd be able to tell them what was on that page. And that's what I'm going to do tonight. Can you come up here for a minute, please? Yes, ma'am. Let's give her a hand. How are you? I'm Mark. Amy, come stand right over here. Stand right here next to me. There's the book. Make sure it's got stories in it. All right, now stand right here and turn and face the wall, and I'm going to turn with my back to you, okay? And what I want you to do is to turn to any page and pick out and tell me what that page number is. 129. 129. Let me see here. On page 1, oh, I know. On 129 it says, I shall be delighted. Wow. Is that right? Wow. Okay. And then he said something about not in the least. I'm getting there now. Oh, the cause is excellent. He got that too, okay? One more thing. But what is it you wish? Somebody said. Okay, how'd I do? You did really well. Thank you very much. I suspected. You think I cheated?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. My book's blank. Thank you very much. Well, while we're on the subject of books, I have here a book I haven't read. It's called The One That Got Away. More Than Friends. I don't recommend it. Joanna, you don't want to read this book. It's probably not. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's see who we can get here to help us. You're perfect. Yes. Come up here, please. And tell everybody your name. Kelsey. Give Kelsey a hand. Stand right here, Kelsey. Now, I'm going to thumb through the book, and I want you to say stop. Stop. Okay. Look on this page over here and get the page number. Don't tell me what it is. Just you see it? Just so you see the number?
Yep.
Now, read the top sentence or two to yourself, and I'm going to try to tell you what it says. Got it? Concentrate on it. I mean, just the gist of it. You don't have to. Yeah.
I really need to focus. Hold on. Okay.
Just the gist of it. It's talking about something, let's see. Does it have to do with something you do every day? Or with a meal of some kind?
Getting warmer.
Getting warmer? Not lunch, so breakfast.
Yes.
It has to do with breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
And it toast, something with toast.
Yes.
All right. About fixing toast or having toast or something with that. And you're sure that's right?
I'm 100% sure that's right.
Well, I'm glad. What was your page number?
Aren't you going to tell me?
No, you can tell me. You tell me.
111.
Go to page 111 and make sure that's what it says.
Where did it go?
What's the matter?
It's not there.
What do you mean it's not there? You just read it.
It's not.
Well, that envelope's been up here since you got here. Take the envelope off the clip there and come back out here and open it up and show people what's in the envelope.
111.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right. Let's see here. We're going to get out in the audience and do a little fun. Don't need the rubber band. I had knee replacement surgery, so if I hobble down the steps, you'll have to appreciate that. I won't say it's because I'm getting old. I would never say it's because I'm getting old. How are you tonight?
Great, how are you?
Did you go to elementary school around here?
Yes.
You did? Sort of. Okay. Did you go to Woodward? Oh, wonderful. I went to GMA.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay, you remember some people that you went to elementary school with?
Yes.
Probably remember some of their names. Take this piece of paper and this very expensive pencil and write down on it for me the name of one of the people that you went to elementary school. Just the first name. You don't have to do more than one name. Okay. How are you tonight? Did you have a dog when you were growing up? You did. Wonderful. Probably not with us anymore. I'm sorry to hear that. Take this piece of paper and this expensive pencil and write down for me the name of the dog on that piece of paper and hang on to it. You got it? You're doing it? How are you got your friend? All right. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it back in an envelope for you. I'm going to give you the envelope, seal it up. And now I'm going to go over here to the dog, give you an envelope to put it in, and please seal it up. Okay. Now I need an artist, a fine artist. Look just like the person I want. Are you an artist? You could be. Well, we might ask you to draw something for us. What I want you to do is to take this envelope. There's a pencil. Take out the piece of paper like this. Open it up. And draw me a picture. It can be the simplest thing. It does not have to be the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. And I will go back and got your envelope all sealed up and ready to go. All right. Tell me your name. Nick. Another Nick. All right. Did you seal that? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Always take the pencils. All right. How are you doing with your picture? You got it? Seal it up. Good. It'll stick sooner or another. Okay, thank you. Now, here I go up the steps. And we'll set the envelopes right here. And we will begin with the friend from elementary school. Do you still see this person? You do. That's what you get when you call on a young person. Where'd you go to elementary school? At Woodward. You went all the way through? Oh, okay. My grandmother used to teach in that primary school. So this is a girl. All right. Envelope number 1. I'm not sorry, that's the dog. The girl's name was Kelsey. Wonderful name. Yep, Kelsey with a K. Okay. Tell what kind of dog was it? A Rottweiler. They're sweet dogs. Girl dog. Did you name the dog? No? Envelope number 2. I can get it out. The dog's name was Sophie. Sophie. Now I need for my artist to come up to the stage, please. I have a pad for you. I had a pen for you. You can use this pen. I will take this one. Okay? Stand right here for me. What is your name? Marina. Marina. Give Marina a hand. And what I would like for you to do, Marina, is to face that wall right there and draw me that picture again on that pad. You draw this picture a lot? You do? Well, good. I don't. Got it? All right, turn and face the audience. If you don't mind, show people your picture. It's a lovely picture. Thank you very much. Now, Rebecca, I'm going to ask you to help me with something. This is my wife, Rebecca, without whom I could do nothing. First of all, come up here for just a second, right here. You don't have to come up on stage. You can just come right here. We're going to, I'm going to do a little mind reading, and I'm going to pass out some books. No, you don't have to do a thing. And I'm not picking up on that part that you just thought about, so don't worry about it. Well, I did, but I'm not going to mention it. But we want to choose a page at random for you to go to. So I've got another book, Larry Becker's book called The Ultimate Flashback. I'm going to thumb through it and you say stop.
Stop.
Right here? What's the page number?
92.
Okay, remember page 92. You can sit down now. You're off the hook. I need to pass out these 3 books to people who can read. All right. One of them is Janet Ivanovich. One of them is Sandra Brown. And one of them is Lisa Gardner. Okay. Okay, turn to page 92, which is what we chose at random, and look at the top word on the page, on page 92, the very first word. Who's got the Sandra Brown book? Back in the back. Okay, look at that word and concentrate on it. And that's that's the cross. It's a long word, isn't it? I said, does it have 2 C's in it? Double C's? But it has some other double letters too, doesn't it? It's a long word. Starts with an O. Would you tell everybody nice and loud what your word is at the top of page 92? Occasionally. Yes. Well, let's go to the Janet Ivanovich book. You've got it. First word, top of page 92. Does it start with an M? But it's not, I almost said it's not a word, but that's not true. It's a name. It's somebody's name. Have an R? And if I'm not mistaken, it too has double letters. Would you say No, I started. It's an Italian name, but it's not a Southern American name. Okay. Would you tell everybody nice and loud what it says? Morelli. Morelli. Yes. So, the last one, Lisa Gardner. The only thing I'm getting I can't get the word, but what I did get was this. It's not your PIN number, is it? No. Okay. Come up here for a second. Hi. Tell everybody your name. Nice to see you. Let me have the book. You remember the word? You're going to remember the word? Take this dictionary and go to page 150. First column, fourth word down. What was your word? None. And what is that? None. Thank you very much. After I graduated from Georgia Military Academy, I went to LaGrange College in LaGrange, Georgia, which is south of here. And while I was at LaGrange, I had 3 major accomplishments of which I am very proud. My first accomplishment is I was editor of the yearbook, which I thought was really cool. And I was managing editor of the school newspaper. But my greatest accomplishment at LaGrange College in 4 years is that I passed Math 103. And I had a math teacher who let me out, God bless him, but I was always captivated by numbers as he was. And I have explored numbers since then and am absolutely amazed at what numbers will do. And I want to show you something right now that's called a magic square, which involves numbers. Now, I need somebody to give me a 2-digit number between 30 and 90. 42. Is everybody happy with 42? Okay, we'll do 42. Magic square. That's a 4, by the way, my hand is shaking. All right, magic square for 42. Where did I put my pen? My red pen. Did you take my, oh, here's my red pen. 8, 11, 22, and 1 adds up to 42. Better. 21, 2, 7, and 12, 42. 3, 24, 9, and 6, 42. 10, 5, 4, and 23. But if you start doing this, why stop? Because 8, 21, 3, and 10 is 42. 11, 2, 24, and 5 is 42. 22, 7, 9, and 4 is 42. And 1, 12, 6, and 23 is 42. But once again, You can't stop because 8, 2, 9, and 23 is 42. 1, 7, 24, and 10 is 42. So is this quadrant. That quadrant, that quadrant, that quadrant, and the center quadrant. And while you're here, 8, 10, 1, and 23 add up to 42. That's worth a hell of a lot more than a C- in Math 103. I've had a great time. Thank you for being here.
Keep it going for Mark Johnson.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, man. All right, so all those thoughts that you've been repressing for the last 45 minutes, you can sort of relax now because he's off stage. He may still hear him, but he won't be on mic, so that's good. So what we're going to do now is take a short break. It's time for you to have a bio break if needed, get food, have a beverage, and we'll be back in about 10 or 15 minutes for part 2 of the show. During this break, if you have not joined our ticket giveaway, scan that QR code that you see on the flyers on the table. Add your name to our list. We're going to open the second half of the show with our giveaway. So you want to get that in the next 10 minutes. We'll see you shortly. Thanks. All right. Welcome back to Atlanta Magic Night, everybody. I know. You're getting very, very excited. Please, are you guys having a good time so far? I hope. It looks like you are. It is time for our giveaway. Thank you for participating in our ticket drawing. We had several entries, late entries, and so we got them on here. And the random number generator, I just went to Google. It's a random number, and I've put in the rows of the spreadsheet that all of your entries just went into. I'm going to hit it right now, and you're going to be able to see exactly what it does. So what number did it hit? Oh, let me hit it. 56. 56. It is a name. It's a name that rhymes. It is Marina Zorina. Marina has won 2 free tickets. So congratulations. Did I say your name correctly? Zorina. It's a very exotic sounding name. Is it Latvian, Ukrainian, Russian, Polish? Russian? Back one, very good. It's beautiful. Zorina. In fact, we're just all going to say that together. Zorina. There you go. So it's beautiful. All right. All right. All right. Well, thank you for supporting Red Light Cafe. There will be time after the show to have another beverage, and I'm sure that Michael and Ellen will be thrilled to make sure that you have something to remember us by after the show. Our show next month in April is on April, I'm going to tell you exactly so I don't get the date wrong. It is April the 16th. And our performers will be Steve Langston and Sean Ridgway. Steve Langston and Sean Ridgway, both of whom have been on the stage before. And so you will want to make your plans now to come back on that Sunday evening and enjoy the show. But now, our second half act is a friend of mine and a friend of this show for a number of years. He's been on our stage before. He has emceed the show for us on a few occasions. He's a spectacular performer, has produced his own show series at a theater in Hapeville. But the thing you need to know is that next weekend at the Four Seasons, he will have magic and mixology. So if you'd like to have cocktails and magic, and maybe another cocktail and some more magic, and so on and so forth, then you will want to go see him. His website is chrisconjuring.com. His name, Chris Moorman. Please welcome Chris Moorman.
Yes.
Hi, Chris.
Hey. Thank you, Joe.
All right, thank you.
How about it, peoples? Sunday Night Magic. Who's ready for some more? Okay. And I'll go ahead and save you from asking me. I have very little knowledge about how Mark does any of it. And I have some friends here who are going to be texting me. I'm not going to answer because I really don't know. Who knows what tomorrow is? Monday, the first day of what? Yes. And I am here to help you ring in the spring. I guess I'm going to have to do better than that. Tell you what, let's start with a question here. You, sir. In every deck of cards, there are high cards and there are low cards. Name either high or low. The high cards. And as you will see, I have correctly predicted that you would say high cards. Now, it was 50-50. Let's go somewhere else. Fella in the mustard cap. What's your name? Jordy? Jordan. Chris, nice to see you. You said high cards? Okay. High cards, so there would be like tens, jacks, queens, kings. Name one. Say either tens, jacks, queens, kings. Jacks. Is there any way I could have known that you would say that? Thank you. No. It gets better. It gets better. You're bearing with me. All right, all the way, let's go. Oh, all the way in the back. Sam, that fella next to you, Wesley? Is that your name? We just met. You didn't know I was going to ask you a question, right, Wesley? All right, so we've got jacks. There are clubs, hearts, spades, and diamonds. Name one of those. Really? Watch this. There's actually one playing card in this envelope. I'm afraid to even show you. I'm just going to show one guy. Okay. Very loudly, tell us what you think about that.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Right on cue. Thank you. Now, you didn't come to Atlanta Silly Night. You came to Atlanta Magic Night, right? So one person said high cards, another person said jacks, and another person said spades. So how interesting would it be if I turned this around and it was the one and only Jack of Spades? Thank you. Excellent. All right. Thanks. Good night. No, just kidding. I need to borrow something from a lady, a nice lady. I need to borrow a bracelet. Does anyone have a solid, a bangle, solid steel, about 4 inches in diameter, chrome plated? I mean, we can use mine. You wanted me to use your... No, trust me, you don't. Now, this is the ring represents us tied now, or for many, many months, to the knot of winter. So this is an allegorical trick, if I said that correctly. And so the idea is I'm going to have you, would you actually put your hand through that ring, right through the ring. Can you get, yeah, now watch this. How about that? Thank you. What is your name? Summer. Chris, thank you for helping. And of course, getting the ring off the rope means you have to do it in reverse. And I'll confess, that's what I'm going for right there. Just next time, do it louder, okay? So I'll confess, there's a way that I do this. I actually have an invisible pair of scissors here, and the trick becomes slightly easier when you have two pieces of rope. And for those of you who liked it, let me get these apart. For those of you who liked it better, when I had one piece of rope, we can go back to that. Thank you. Thank you very much. And now that we're at the end of the trick, you're going to need to watch the ends of the rope, because the ends are going to go in my left trouser pocket, except for that end, which is out here with that end. And of course, the middle is in the pocket. And that is a trick with a ring and a rope. Thank you. You guys like the ropes? Okay, so I'm going to do another one, and I'll tell you, my wife Debbie is here. The ropes always remind me of Debbie. Our first date, this is no kidding. This is many years ago. We're out very late at night, and I said, you want to come back to my place? And she said, do you have cable? I said, no, but I got rope. No, just kidding. And you know, people always want to know, how do you guys do this? Is it all illusion? Is there any real magic? And I'd like to explain, but in order to explain how it works, I'm going to need to hypnotize everyone in the room. Sam, even you guys in the way, you went so far back because you didn't want to get picked for a trick. But before I do anything else, it'll be mass audience hypnosis. I need to have these 3 links of rope examined. We've got a short one there, a medium one, and a long one. You, madam, if you'd examine that one. You, sir. I say madam. I'm not entirely certain of your vocation, but check the rope. Make sure that it's, how about this one? Just kidding you. Is it okay? Everything copacetic? Paul, thank you. All right, everybody's rope was okay. All right, I said hypnosis. What I mean is this. Every illusion that you see in magic has only 2 principles at work. One, of course, is sleight of hand, right? The dexterity of the performer. The other is a principle called misdirection, or psychology. In this particular trick, the effect is so strong it actually constitutes hypnosis. Now, in just a moment, these 3 links of rope, which you see are different sizes, are going to appear to be the same size. So it's only going to work if you're hypnotized. Now, I hold the ropes at the base of the fingers. eliminating any possibility of sleight of hand, leaving me only one way to convince you you're seeing an illusion, if there's an illusion to be seen, and that's through the power of suggestion. It's going to happen on the count of 3, but first, front row, have I done anything tricky here? Second row. But I'll show you the fronts of my hands and the backs, but it still happens that on the count of 1, 2, 3, we get now 3 lengths of rope that appear to be kind of the same size. But let's take a good look at these. There's the first length right there, which is exactly the same size. Thank you. You're a great audience. Thank you for your applaud. So we have 3 solid, separate, single, strong links of rope. If you can see that these 3 links of rope are the same size, hold your hand up like this. Well, there you have it. You're all hypnotized. Now I'll break the spell, also on the count of 3. And when I break the spell, you will remember nothing, and yet you will applaud wildly. The more you applaud, the better you will feel. And it happens on the count of 1 and 2 and 3 lengths of rope. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. All right. All right. Ring in spring. All right. I need a volunteer for this trick. And so I'm going to come out here. A volunteer, someone who's nice to help. Let's just see. I mean, it could be anyone at all. Just raise your hand if you're interested. Oh my gosh, I didn't even see you there. What is your name? Joy. Joy, will you help me? Will you hold her drink? Let's give Joy some love. Joy, come on up. We're going to go right up here. The red tape is for your benefit. All right, so you can sit right here. And so this trick is going to be in 2 phases, sort of like a real estate development project. Phase 1 is we're going to try to get on the same wavelength, okay? And so you know what these are right here? Since I'm ringing in the spring? Some balls. All the colors of spring right here, right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour them in this bag, and then I'm going to shake them up. And in a moment, I'm going to ask you to reach over with your left hand and grab one from the inside, and then close it up in your hand so that I won't be able to see it when you pull it out, and then hold it against your chest, and then I'm going to turn my head, and I want you to take a peek at it, but don't let anyone else see it. And then we'll go from there. You ready? Reach in. You got one? Just one? All right, I'm going to look away. Now take a peek. All right, now, Joy.
Okay, go ahead.
Is it not a little foam ball? Is it something else like a spider?
No, it's not.
Okay. You're thinking of, you got a ball in your hand, right?
I do.
All right, and you're thinking of think of the color of the ball.
Okay.
Oh. Show them blue. Show them the color of the ball. How about that? All right, all right. We'll try it again. It's back here, all right? I'm just a tool. Joy, going back for number 2. Just pull one.
Okay.
Did you get one or lots?
I have one.
All right. Now take a peek at the ball.
Okay.
All right, now, look at me in the eyes. I'm feeling like it's green. Is it green?
It's green.
Show them. Show them. There's 2. Now, who wants to see this in the reverse? Who wants to see Joy try to guess one that I pull out? All right. Are you ready? So I'm going to put... All right. So here's the thing. So hold on. You ready? All right. I'm going to reach in. All right. Don't tell. I'm going to take a peek. I'm going to show them. All right. Now, can you tell them what the color is?
Yes. I should tell them now?
Yeah.
I think it's orange.
Let's give Joy a big hand. joy. Oh, no, you can't leave. That was only phase 1. Remember? You're in for phase 2? That was excellent, though. All right. All right. Joy, you're a good sport. All right. So this is a little routine that, let me see here. I'm going to do, let's see here. Okay. I'm going to put this one up here. So this is a routine with just 3 things, okay? We have a spoon, a solid cup, and a ball. You can go ahead and check that out. All right? Now, here's what's going to happen. I'll tell you what. You take it in your left hand, squeeze it tight, hold your hand out like this. I will close my left hand completely empty, and just by waving the spoon, I will cause the ball in your hand to travel to my hand on the count of 1, 2, 3. Did you feel anything happen? No. Do you think? I don't think anyone believes anything happened. Did you still check and see if it's still there? Tell you what, put it in. Keep it in your. I tell you what, hold the spoon in your right hand and hold it up over your head and count to 3, and then bring it down very slowly, and the sponge ball will have changed into a fork. Go ahead. Who saw that? Oh, that's what I'm going for. I need the 2 of you together. All right. So, thank you. All right. Thank you. Now, here's the thing. Let me have it. Okay, so maybe we can make it go the reverse. So close your hand, close it, and I'll try to make mine go from my hand to your hand. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Did it go? No. Check and see. There's only one possibility, folks. Over here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. All right. So let's try this again, except this time, just to make it more interesting, we will use 2. Okay? And so the idea this time will be you hold onto that one, and I will take the fork, okay, and I'll just wave it over my hand. Now, I think since you're already holding one, it'll attract the one from my hand. Do you still have yours?
I still do.
Check and see. Wait. Can everybody see that in the back? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll tell you what. This time, let me see this one. Squeeze this one in your right hand this time. Close it tight, and then turn your hand over. And then what I'll do is I'll put this one under here, and then watch this. You ready? Check and see. How about that? Is that good? Excellent. All right. Phase 2 is more fun, isn't it? Now, this is the grand finale. I want you to squeeze both in your left hand very tightly. And then I'm going to, gosh, what happened to the fork? You know what? For this one, we're going to use, we've got to go with the larger artillery here. We've got a knife here. This is, was you just a spoon, a fork, now a butter knife, right? And what I'm going to do is on the count of 3, I'm going to raise it over your head, and then hold your hand out, will you? Okay, on the count of 1, 2, 3. And if you don't mind, would you turn your hand over very slowly and open it? And now you have, all right. Let's hear it for Joy. Thank you so much. I'm going to help you down. Thank you. All right. Excellent. All right. Let's see here. I am going to do, I'm going to get some water first, and I'm going to tell you about something. One of my favorite things to do when I was growing up was to go fishing with my granddad. And he had this gigantic tackle box that had all these colorful lures that he had collected over years and years. And I used to like to sort through the tackle box to find the lures that looked the most like little bitty fish. Over the years, I learned that the best way to catch a largemouth bass is with a big fat earthworm and a treble hook. And for those of you who don't know what a treble hook is, this is a treble hook. This one is manufactured by a company called Eagle Claw. These are illegal in some states because the kind of damage this can do to the inside of a fish. And I would note that I'm also holding 4 strands of twine. You can see this easier than fishing line for our purposes. And I would tell you that one of the strands of twine is tied to the eye of the hook. 3 of the strands are not. We're going to do a little experiment. Jordan, who's the nice lady sitting next to you? Jasmine, will you help me? Come on up, Jasmine. Have you fished with a treble hook before? I'm going to. Have you ever pulled a hook out of someone that got caught in their mouth? You haven't? No. Okay, you can sit. That's okay. That's okay. Now, so I said experiment. In just a few moments, I'm going to take everything that is between my thumb and forefinger and place it inside of my mouth. And then after I do that, I'm going to pause for the requisite dramatic beat. And then I'm going to ask you to reach over and grab one of the pieces of twine and pull it straight down. If you happen to grab one that's not tied to the hook, I might ask you to pull another one. We haven't prearranged any of this. And I would note, every time she pulls one out, it becomes increasingly more likely that I will be hurt. This has something to do with the laws of probability. I ask only 2 things. When you choose one strand to pull, I want you to commit to pulling that strand, okay? Second thing is, when you pull swiftly. Okay. Are we all ready? Anything you want to know? No. Fish hook. Right?
So take one. I'm going to do this one. Okay, just pull it. I'm going to choose this one.
Let's hear it for Jasmine. Come here, give me a hug.
Thank you.
You're so sweet. Thank you.
you.
Okay. Ooh, it's nice when it ends that way. All right. This is a little bit called springtime memories. I want everyone in the room to think of a memory from the springtime, okay? But something for which you remember the month, the day, and the year. So maybe if you have a spring birthday or you got engaged on a certain... So think of that in your mind. And you're smiling, and you're nodding your head. What is your name? Chevelle, Chris. What memory are you thinking of? And what is that day and month and year? April 11, what year? So 4/11/53. So here's what I'm going to do, just for kicks. I'm going to open up my, you guys can all see this, if I can find it, my calculator, right? Tell me again, 4/11. Okay, so 4/11/53. 53. On the front row, you guys can see 41153. How about over here? How about this? Who remembers something specifically in the spring? Raise your hand.
The event or the date?
Both.
Oh, 5/6/16.
What happened then?
The day I got my driver's license.
Love it. Okay, so we're
1606.
so 5/16/03.
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it back up again. Okay, so I'm going to multiply times 5.
16 of 03.
Close enough for government work. All right, let's find one more. One of the Monroes. Give me a spring date.
4/26/97.
Okay, times 4/26/97. What happened on that date? Chapman was born. Okay, so we have some dates that might seem random that really aren't that random because they mean things to the people who revealed that information. When I hit equals, we're going to get a product of those random but not so random numbers. And I'm going to make sure this is all fair. And then I'm going to ask you to hold my phone and read the number off. That's a big number. You can take my phone. Yeah. Don't delete that. Call out the number.
70305 503.
Okay. Here's the thing. I would tell you something about myself. I'm not a mentalist, but I am one of those people that, and make sure you keep that number fresh. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night just with thoughts rushing through my head. Last night, well after midnight, it was maybe 2 in the morning, all these numbers were rushing through my head. So I took out a sticky notepad and wrote down the numbers in my head on the sticky notepad. And, I've got an envelope over here which has a question mark on it. Inside of that envelope is an envelope with an exclamation point on it. Inside of that envelope is an envelope with quotation marks on it. Now, wouldn't you know that inside the envelope with the quotation marks, there are, it looks like a group of little sticky notes. Can you read off all of the digits from that number one at a time?
7.
What are the first 3?
703.
Okay, 7, oops, yeah. So 7, 0, 3, you said?
Yes.
All right, and then what are the next 3?
055.
0, how am I doing? 5, 5?
Yes.
All right, and how many more are left?
2.
All right, and what are the last 2?
03.
0, 3. Oh my gosh. Do we have a complete match here? Wow. Right, but you all expected that, right? But see, here's the thing. And it doesn't feel like springtime at all right now, does it? No. It feels like wintertime. In fact, it was Mark Twain who said that on one springtime day, he experienced 136 different types of weather. So tomorrow may not be the weather that we all want, but we still get to look forward and will always have tomorrow. Oops. How about that? There we go. There we go. All right. Thank you. All right. All right. Cooking with gas now, right? All right, what's next? Oh, how am I doing on time, Joe? Are we good? So this next bit is based on, because I feel like all magic should involve coin magic. I hope no one is opposed. This next piece is based on an old movie that I love called The Prestige. Has anyone seen that? All right. And if you haven't seen it, Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale are Victorian-era magicians who are violently competing with one another in their mutual quest to be the greatest. And one of the magicians has a stage manager whose character is played by the great British actor Michael Caine, who at one point explains, what the formula is for a great magic trick. And what he said sounded something like this. He said, every great magic trick has 3 parts, or acts. First part is called the pledge. It's where the magician shows you something ordinary, like 3 silver coins. He shows you these objects. He may even ask you to inspect one just to make sure it's ordinary. It probably isn't. Thank you. The next part is called the turn. It's where the magician takes the ordinary something and makes it do something extraordinary. And now you're looking for the secret, but you won't find it because, of course, you're not really looking. You want to be fooled. But you wouldn't clap just yet because it's not enough to make something disappear. No, you have to bring it back, and that's why every trick has a third part, the part we call the prestige. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. All right. And, all right. So I'm going to do, you have to follow a coin trick with a what? Card trick. And I'll take the opportunity. I'm going to have a volunteer for this one too. But what I like about, this is actually my newest creation, so also the most likely to screw up. And it's based on a very old card trick that every time I see it performed, it reminds me of what I like about magic. Because when I was young, it seemed that life was so wonderful, a miracle. Oh, it was beautiful, magical. And then they sent me away to teach me how to be sensible, logical, responsible, practical. And then they showed me a world where I could be so dependable, clinical, intellectual, and cynical. Now, if you're young, you might not recognize those as lyrics. If you're old like me, older, you recognize those as lyrics from a song by a band called Supertramp called The Logical Song, which to this day is a constant reminder that you shouldn't do things just because they seem logical. And that's what I like about magic, right? I mean, think about it. Taking a rabbit out of a hat, putting a healthy woman in a box, sawing her in half, and then putting her together again. These are not logical things. When I was growing up, the first magic that I did was in really the form of, you wouldn't call it magic, but it was in the form of irritating like gags, like the hand buzzer, fake poop, and of course the venerable, anybody know what this is? Whoopee cushion, But one can only get so much esteem in the performing arena with a whoopee cushion. So eventually you have to learn a real magic trick. And so, by the way, this is my, this looks very much like the first magic kit that I ever had. So I give you now what is my most difficult, and I just have to get a little warmed up here. No one cares. Maybe on this side they'll like me. Yes, yes. How about in the middle? Let's see here. Watch this. No. See, watch this. No. See, this is not a regular deck of cards. You couldn't do that with a regular deck. They'd go all over the house. This over here is a regular deck of cards. Now, I know no one's going to believe me because magicians are one of those 3 categories of people who tend to say things that are not entirely true. The other 2 categories are lawyers and men between the ages of birth and death. And unfortunately, I'm in all 3 of those categories. So let's do this. I need a volunteer. Would you help? What's your name? Brendan, come on up. Let's give Brendan a hand. Can you sneak through there? Excellent. Nice to see you, Brendan. You can have a seat right there above the trap door. Now, I would like for you see they're all different. I'm going to ask you to write your name on a card. So pull one out that's got like some space, on the card. Sure. Somewhere, like 4s are good. It can be any one you want.
Can I hold the deck?
Yes, you can hold the deck. Just pull one out. Got it? Okay. And while we're doing that, I'll tell you what, let's involve one more person. I'm going to go, don't, just sit right there, okay? Okay, right. All right. You, sir. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to, you can stay right where you are. I'm just going to thumb down like that. Some point when it feels good, just say stop. You ready? Stop. Of course, if it feels good, why would you stop? Nonetheless, nonetheless, I'll get back in the light here. This is going to be, everybody see that? So yours is going to be unique because I'm going to have you sign it. And what is your name? Nick. David? All right, I'm actually going to put a little tear. Let's just do this. In fact, I'm going to let you pull, everybody can see? I'm going to let you pull that off. And you kind of keep that like a receipt, okay? And then your card will go back in the middle, all right? Now, you still got yours, right? Did you sign it yet? I don't have a pen. Oh, here's, okay. Sunday. There you go. Can you just write your initials on the card? Excellent. All right, and can you show it around? Just show it around. Perfect, perfect. Brendan or Brandon? Brendan. So unless you have a habit of signing threes of diamonds, this would be the only card in the universe that bears these characteristics. And we'll place it in the dead center of the deck. You happy with that? Sure. But see, through one magical move, that card jumps right back to the top. You see this every day? Typically. All right. Again, right in the middle, just a snap, and it jumps right back up to the top. Now, thank you. By the way, this is the world's longest card trick. Now, here's the reason that it tricks you is because when the cards are face up, they're obviously all different. Sure. When they're face down, then they all look the same. So I'm going to leave it face up until the last little minute, right? And you can then push it in the last little way. Can you push it in?
This card?
Yep. And then it goes in the middle of the middle. Now watch this, Brandon. That it?
It's not it.
That it? Hey! Yeah! You know, you can't leave yet. Yes. Phase 3.
Let's keep it going.
Yeah. He's like, I'm ready to go. So here's the thing. It's face up now, right? In the dead center of the deck. I mean, that's as fair as I can be.
Sure.
Well, it's as fair as I'm going to be. In fact, you can see, I don't know, as you say, that's halfway, 2/3 of the way maybe?
Yeah, it's in there.
I got to show it like this to them, because it literally shoots through. Now you had a different view. In reverse, it looks like this, and then it shoots right back down to the middle, right? Now, here's the thing. Oh, thank you. So here's the thing. Would it be interesting if your card jumped from the deck into my right trouser back pocket? Would that be cool? Oh, it would be really cool. It's not. This is the, whatever that instruction card. One more time. Damn. Okay. Third time's going to be a charm. Actually, who would like to see Brendan reach in himself and grab it? Go ahead. In the back. Go ahead. In the back. Right back here.
You should be so lucky.
Okay. All right, Brendan. I'll do the jokes here. All right. Hold on. Are those? No. Wait. Let's see. Hold on. Were any of these? Hold the cards in your hand. Hold them all in your hand. I'll tell you, we'll just cut to the chase here, Brendan. Here's the rest of the deck. Over here is one card and one card only, and it is signed. Now, as crazy as this seems, now do me a favor. Did you see who was the fella that, where are you? Who was David? Did you, what was the card?
The Queen of Clubs.
Do you see a card that's missing? Let's see. It was the Queen of, no, it's not the Queen of Spades. Okay.
Looks like
It's not in there. I tell you what.
It's not in there.
Not in there. I tell you what, let's do. This leaves only one choice. How cool would it be? I want you to hold. This was my magic box, right? Hold this.
Okay.
How cool would it be if David's card wound up in my shoe? Be good? No. Not this shoe. The shoe that was on this foot. Because look here. We open this. And can you pull out what's inside? Just pull out. Can you everybody see? Can you just pull it out? Don't do anything with it yet. Just pull it out. Just pull it out. Can you sort of angle it out? Go ahead. There you go. All right. And will you tell everybody what the first thing you see in the shoe is? Bow tie. All right. My bow tie. All right. So, is there anything else in the shoe? Can you reach back in there where it's like good and warm? What's in there? Oh, it's a little box. But it's not a box because it's circular. A box would be square. So let's think about the paradoxical nature of this situation. You have
Lay it on me, brother.
a little box that's not a box because it's a circle that came from inside of my shoe that came from another box. Would you open up the box and reveal the contents? The circle. It's a card. I'll take the box away from you. Can you unfold the card and show the people? Is it a card that's missing a corner? Is it a queen of clubs? Will you take it over there to David to thunderous applause and see if it lines up? How about that? Yeah. Thank you, guys. All right. You can sit down. We're ready for the finale. All right.
That was cool. How did I do?
You did really great. How did he do? He did great. Cheers. All right. So for my last bit this evening, I thought I would do a trick that tells you a little something about the most infamous short con game in history, and also gives me a chance to tell you about a springtime memory of my own. It was a springtime day, many, many years ago, and I was going on a jog, and I was running through that part of Buckhead that is now known as Loudermilk Park. Anybody? It's right where Roswell Road and Peachtree Street, and there's a little park there. And as I was running through there, I noticed an older fella wearing a fedora hat who was standing next to a giant cardboard box holding 3 playing cards. And this guy was like a magnet, pulling people in. So I stopped to see what was going on. And he said, "Looky, looky, looky, I'm going to show it to you now. The most amazing and amusing, educational and confusing feat of conjuration." That kind of thing. And when he gathered a crowd together, he played for them the Monty, the 3-card Monty, the sidewalk shuffle, chase the ace, find the lady. Now, the cards he was using were not this big, but I want all of you to have a very clear view of what happened that day, just like I did. Now, there are many ways the Monty is played. The Chinese have their version, the English have their own. The version I saw that day was in the New World style. The fellow used a queen, a king, and an ace. Just a lady, a gent, and a spot. And after he showed the cards to the crowd, he shuffled them in this fashion. Well, if the hands were larger or proportionate, this would be a lot flashier. And after he shuffled the cards, he placed one down upon the table, and then he invited the crowd to wager, bet hard cash, as to which one was on the table. Make a guess in your mind. Were you right? Because if you were, then you're ahead of the game, because the money goes to the tosser. It always has. I've thought a lot about this game over the years, and I've always wondered, why did the Marks keep running to play a game they haven't won in 1,000 years? all I could conclude is that it's so damn simple, it's irresistible. Just a lady, a gent, and a spot. 1, 2, 3, and a toss. Besides that, it's not the cards that you're up against, it's the person shuffling them. He's the one you have to keep your eye on. And it is from him that you will either learn or lose, depending on how you see things. You see the situation out there in the noonday sun that day with a storefront to the back and a cardboard box to the front and a do not walk sign on the right and a Dipsy dumpster to the left. Well, that fellow was kind of a teacher for me on that day. I saw him play game after game, toss card after card, gather crowd after crowd. I saw him take 5s and 10s and 20s and 50s and hallelujah, an occasional C note from those crowds. But not once did I see anyone get pissed. This fella gathered together strangers, played for them a game of hanky-poo. He took their money and they went away happy. For me, this was a quasi-religious experience. I didn't think I was going to be learning anything that day, but the guy in the fedora hat taught me a lot. He taught me that when you're betting on a sure thing with money that you think you cannot lose because you've got your ace firmly planted in the hole, well, that, friends, is when you want to make time for cab fare. Because the idea is to keep an open mind, but not so open that your brains fall out. The fella in the fedora hat taught me that respect is something that you have to give to get, and that trust is something that you have in yourself. But mostly, I think, I learned you never eat at a place called Mom's. You never shoot dice with a guy called Pops. And that a fool and his money were lucky to get together in the first place. Thank you, guys. That's my set. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Joe.
Hey, bring him back for another bow. Chris Moorman.
Thank you, guys, for showing up on a Sunday evening. Thank you.
Hey, fantastic. Thank you for coming to Atlanta Magic Night. Please follow us on our Instagram. Please buy tickets at atlantamagicnight.com. April 16th, Sunday night, 8 o'clock. Sean Ridgway and Steve Langston. We'll see you next time. Thanks for coming out. Good night.